your host, Carter the Boss. Man, people been jumping on me. They've been jumping on me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you what it's all about. I made a comment a while back that if you were born a male, you should only play male sports. It don't matter if you go and get when the night changes and all this stuff, right? That's the job. um, don't be mad at me, y'all. Don't be mad at me for saying what y'all want to say. Don't be mad at me, man. Don't get upset. It's facts. I would not want my daughter in a boxing ring with a dude who now wants to identify as a female. Your DNA changed. Just because you change your body parts, that don't mean nothing. Your DNA never changed. So, let me give y'all the rundown. One of my little nephews was at the basketball court playing against a dude that looked like a female or whatever. And dude started talking shit. So my nephew was like, yo, go ahead. Dude pushed my nephew. And somebody on the side said, hey, it only looked like a girl. It's really a dude. My nephew's like, word? So he snuffed him. Bah. Right? Dude want to get the same privileges as a female. That ain't how that works. And let me be clear. I'm not saying violence against transgender people is okay. What I am saying is if you keep putting yourself in positions to act like this and you want to be treated like that, this is going to happen to you. Dig me. So everybody is mad right now. You think that's okay? Yeah. I think it's perfectly fine to defend yourself to somebody who has a genetic code that you were born with, like me. Now, even if you're a transgender person and you identify as a female, but you still have male body parts, guess what? If you hit a real woman that was born, a biological woman, you hit a biological woman, you go into the male prison, you go into male jail, you gonna get booked as a male, right? So don't be mad at people who don't have to accept what you want to be. Now, it's cool like this, right? If I'm playing a sport, like if let's say one of my daughters is playing soccer, right? And genetically, there's a girl on the team that's bigger, stronger, faster, but she's a female, right? She's born a female. I can't say nothing. She just got good DNA, good genetic code, right? But I'm not going to let my daughter play on a team with a child that is transgender, that is a boy, that is stronger, faster, genetically could do some harm. You shouldn't be mad about that. If you really want to break it down, what you should like start having is go make a transgender league. You know what I'm saying, Gucci? Um, you should make a transgender league for people who want to play like that. I have no qualms about that because I don't think that like okay like they want to they keep saying this I identify thing, right? And it's not cool. You know what I'm saying? You got to really understand, like when I was growing up in the like we didn't even know what that was. Like you was either one way or another. That was it. And you didn't have all this protection like they got now, which I have, like I said, I have no problem with the LGBT ABC community, whatever. I don't got no problems with them. What I got problems is with when people are saying, "Well, my daughter wants to play sports in a boys' league." Okay, then sign the waiver. But I don't think you should genetically, not genetically, but like change your body parts and you just now I'm a girl. No, your DNA says you're a boy. You still need to play against boys. Now, are there some girls out there that can go harder in the paint than boys all day? But there's not no boys that's gonna go and it's just I'm gonna tackle a girl, I'm gonna box a girl. Like, come on, bro. Like, cut it out, bro. Cut it out. Y'all gotta really understand what it is. Like, it's not that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that like life is different. Yo, you don't like it, you can get up out of here. Nobody invited you, my boy. What's up, So it's like it's just like anything else in this world, right? We make decisions on how we gonna move. Don't ask me to let my daughter use the same bathroom as a transgender person because on a cool, it's not right. It's not right. Like I'm gonna keep it real. Let me see what this hater had to say. Hey, can everybody on this theme subscribe to me? My goal is to reach 20 subscribers. Man, you ain't have to hide that, yo. That's a valid question. Yeah, we'll follow you after this. Follow me, I'll follow you back. Um, so my whole thing is like as a man, you know what I'm saying? You have to understand like where other men are coming from, like where other moms are coming from. Like, nah, sometimes it ain't cool. It's almost like we don't treat special needs kids the same, but parents say don't treat my kid no different. Like, and then men can't be women. I 100% agree with you. Kobe Bean, I 100% agree that men cannot be women and women cannot be men. I 100% agree with you. What you identify as is your business. But when people are out there saying they identify as something, you got to be careful because it opens the Pandora's box to people who say they identify as children and they're full grown adults. You know what I mean? You know the name I want to use, but I can't. But we got to be careful on that. We got to be 100% thoroughbred careful because now you stepping on somebody else's rights. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird to me. Like a lot of these people be like, oh, I identify as this. Well, I'm sorry, but you can identify as being lazy. You can identify as a lot of things, but they don't make it so. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't. I'm like this. I don't see how a man can identify with a woman if you don't have a period, you don't have a uterus, you don't have anything that a woman has. You don't have. You can't identify as a woman. Now, just because you want to act like one, that's on you. That's on you. But you can't identify as no female because they go through things you don't go through. They can only say they identify as an airplane. Doesn't mean I. Facts. So, so when I get listen, I get people mad at me because I say, if you think that that's okay to you. The rest of the world don't gotta agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Call of Duty. Um, you don't gotta agree with it. Actually, both. Um, I'm not gonna tell you how to feel. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and I know a lot of people go through this. It's like when I see black women get mad at me for dating a Latino woman, right? Or I see black men get mad at my white homeboy for dating a black girl, right? A black woman. Do you know, like, it's a choice? What we have in this world is a choice. And if you don't like it, you don't gotta like it. I wasn't voting for you to like it. But what I am saying, you gotta respect it. You gotta respect me as a person. You gotta respect me as an individual. You know what I'm saying? But it's certain rules that people are like, nah, it's non-negotiable. Like before I let my granddaughter or my grandsons go in a bathroom that has men and women, I don't what is it, unilateral, whatever, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. I go and look and make sure nobody's in there. I check, Make sure nobody's hiding behind a door. Make sure nobody's hiding in the stall. You know what I'm saying? So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about, do you think that transgender people should be allowed to play in women's sports? And do you think that women that are transgender should be allowed to play in men's sports? We not talking Pop Warner football, like when a little girl can go out there and play that. We ain't talking about that. We talking about adult stuff. You know what I'm saying? Why don't have those in Texas? I'm in Texas, and let me tell you something. Uh, so you think that? Hold on, let me get back to you, Kobe Bean. Snoop, you think that transgender men should be allowed to play in women's sports? You believe that? Like they should be able to box women? You think they should be able to play in the WNBA? All that? Like, be honest now. You are absolutely right. It's a choice. I respect everyone that's not doing anyone wrong, but I'm so tired of hearing certain people say they're born a certain way. They like. Exactly. I don't believe you're born that way. I believe, and this is what I believe. I believe either somebody did something to you that made you that way, or you just want to see if it's what you want to be, if you want to try it out. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely have the right to protect your child the way of thinking because they're people sometimes want. Exactly. What you say, Snoop? Now I don't know about that. But Snoop, you just said, yeah, a second ago, right? But understand what I'm saying to you. If if you want to be transgender and you want to play in sports, make a transgender league. That way, if you hurt somebody, no matter what the sex is or what you identify as, you're only hurting the people in your league that you guys all are understanding that you are all not genetically the same. That's all I'm saying. People get mad at me all day. Like, what? I, I don't care. My opinion is like, it's not cool. It's not right. That's my opinion. You know what I'm talking about? So when we sit down and we look at it, put a boy boxing a girl, it happened. Go look on YouTube. It happened. A man got a transgender man, woman, whatever, got in the ring with not genetic, a biological woman, beat her up, raised their hand up like, yeah, I'm like, you're a guy. You beat up a female. Your body parts changed. Your DNA never did. So, no, even if you want to be transgender, you still need to get in the ring with a guy. You know what I'm saying? It just went down like that. It was just horrible, bro. Just like you saw the military chick beat up the military dude because like he was bragging on how he beat up a female, da da da, and she went in there and mopped him up. Go look that up on YouTube. It's on there. Falling for. Hey, hey. All I can say is there are people. Oh, he did shatter the lady's face. Okay, because I didn't know he shattered her face. I just thought he knocked her out. That's crazy. But you see what I'm saying? Genetically, he was stronger than that woman. He beat her down. You know what I'm saying? And people were like, "Oh, well, he identifies as a woman. He got a sex change. He did, man. DNA don't change. DNA don't change, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like I told a teacher, a friend of mine. I told him, I said, "Hey, bro, they want to teach this in schools? Like, hell nah, man. Don't teach my kid none of that nonsense. I'll have my kids homeschooled before I let that be the narrative. You take the Bible out of school, but you put the transgender stuff in school. Like, what the fuck is going on in this world? Like, you want to take God all the way out of it, but you want to let the devil work. That's crazy. That's crazy. And like I said, I don't got no disrespect to nobody who wants to live their life. But go ahead. What part of Texas? I'm in San Antonio. You know what it is? I'm from New York, but I live in San Antonio. Straight up. I see you in Dallas. I see you in Dallas. They just barely putting the Bibles back in school. They now it's an elective class because some parents were like, well, what if I don't want my kid to learn that? So instead of taking like PE or whatever, they got an elective for it now. Like it can be an elective course to give you more credits. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy though. It's crazy. Like, you look at what people are doing and like what they're not doing and what they're saying and what they're not saying, and that's just when I was growing up, like the Bible, it was most important thing, hands down. Even when you went to court, what they say, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. They took that out of there. They just said you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and they stopped. Because when you say so help you God, that means if you lie, you lying to God. You know what I'm saying? Which is the worst person to lie to. Hey, take all the stuff out, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. You just gotta be understanding that. They were talking about that on CNN about how teachers, the global golden rule in school was a bad thing. Like, what do you mean? I'm telling you, the worst thing in the world is not to let your children know about who wakes them up every morning and provides an opportunity for them. A lot of people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? I wake up every morning and put God first. You know what I'm saying? God bless, bless God, everything. I tell God, thank you for waking me up to see another day. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, you can tell when a person don't really have religious history in their life because they're quick to jump on the negative bandwagon like that. You can just tell. And then you got to look at why people are the way they are. Like, hey, I don't want to deal with that nonsense, right? So when we're dealing with everything that's going on in the world today, like look at what we did for Ukraine, right? We sent all this money to Ukraine. We got homeless people all around here. All around the United States, there's homeless people. But I'm just gonna speak on Texas. San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, Houston got the worst homeless rate, period. You don't believe me? Go to Austin by 6th Street and see if you don't see if they didn't put a whole tent city up for them. They take showers, everything. Come to San Antonio, downtown, next to Haven for Hope. Nothing. You probably see about a good 5, 6 thousand homeless people out there. But instead of helping them, you'll go and send all this money over there to help a war that ain't got nothing to do with us. I get it, innocent people getting got. But at the same time, let's keep it real. Ukraine used to belong to Russia. Russia just decided they wanted their girlfriend back. That's all it was. You know what I'm saying? The breakup didn't go according to plan. But I'm just saying, like, when we look at where we've all come from and what you stand for and what you stand by is two different things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people getting pissed off over this whole deportation thing. I'm going to give you my opinion on that. So here's what I feel about deportation. There are some migrant workers that actually work. You know what I'm saying? And bless you, because as a man, you didn't let the change it as a man. We need more. Hey, thank you. Salute. There are some real good migrant workers that come and do it the right way. When you get called an illegal immigrant, that means you didn't do it the right way. I'm from New York. I just went to visit my pops. All the hotel rooms had illegal immigrants in them. All of them. Right? Soon as Trump wins the election, what happens? They start, I gotta go. They cut off all their benefits, everything. So you mean to tell me all the illegal people came, like what they've been sitting like 2 years, 3 years almost? They came, they got food stamps, they got housing, they got all this stuff like right away. And you mean to tell me the people that live here got to go through a process to get that same help? Then you wonder why American people don't trust the American system. Then you wonder why. People out here struggling every day and you just giving the money away. Just, turn the bus around, send them back. You didn't have to let none of them off the bus. Right? Go do it the right way. I know a whole bunch of not illegal. I know a whole bunch of immigrant people who have come from Mexico who are great people. They go to work every day. They take care of their family. They ain't out here bothering nobody. They building their wealth. The floodgates open. You got crime everywhere. I'm gonna tell you now. I ain't got time to figure out if you here to help me or hurt me. So I'll take my chances. If I think that you're trying to hurt anybody around me or me, like, I'm not doing no talking. It got to go another way immediately. It has to go another way because I have to be sure. I'd rather be wrong later, but be right then. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at that. A lot of people be like, "Oh man, that's crazy." No, man, that's not crazy, bro. That's not crazy, bro. What's crazy is if you go for anything, you'll fall for everything. That's it. Now, I'm a strong believer that children should have the opportunity and the right to live what we call the American dream, which don't know what that is. Because if you've been broke, you've been broke. If you can't got it out the mud, you got it out the mud. But I think children should always have an opportunity to live and try to figure their future out. I watched like where my cousin CBG lived. Nothing but illegal immigrants, right? They swimming in the swimming pool all day. They ain't going to work. They just go to the mailbox. As soon as they heard Trump, they, oh my God, what are we gonna do? What you should have been doing for 3 years, getting your paperwork in order. You should have been getting your paperwork in order. You know how people say they come in to take the jobs from us. Let me explain something to y'all, and I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it one more time. I ain't met an illegal immigrant yet that took a job that I wanted to do. They get up on them roofs. We say what? But no lie, real talk. The American system being corrupt for a very long time. The only thing we can do is just be in this. That's it. That's it. But let me finish this, and I'm gonna respond to that. I remember one time I got on a roof, right? I was gonna tar and lay shingles on a house, and they told me go downstairs, grab the tarp, bring it up on a ladder, and mind you, it's like already like 101 outside. If you live in Texas, you know the weather changes quickly. I climbed up there and I realized when I was up there, this is not a job I want to do for the rest of my life. Not because I'm a weak person, but you just know. You know when something ain't for you. And it wasn't for me. So since it wasn't for me, I got up from on top of that hole and left. I said, I'm not doing this. That's crazy talk. It's crazy to sit out there and you gonna bake all day. And when you come down, I'm like, yo, I used to wonder why they had the little towel around their face and on their neck. Keep them cool. That's why it was to keep them cool. I ain't know that. So I ain't never met a person that wants to do that job all day, except an illegal or an immigrant. I don't want to call you, I don't even like calling you immigrant, but a person that's willing to go up there and do it. That's what I'm going to call you. A person that's willing to go do it. Right? We've seen this play out before. Like we've seen with bringing a bunch of people to an area that they're not familiar with how it turns out. Hurricane Katrina. Shout out to my people from New Orleans. When Hurricane Katrina came, they did everybody FEMA. They waited on the check. Some people came from there, immediately got busy on finding a job. Some people waited till them FEMA checks ran out, started robbing, killing, all of that, right? And some of them went back home. This is not that. This is you going back home whether you like it or not. That's what this is. So when you look at people, it's different. Tired of their lives they've been put in our child's brains, but the truth is out there. Not all people are bad people, just one that does not believe. Yeah, facts. 100% facts. See, if you believe something long enough, it will become the truth. Why? Because Adolf Hitler said so. You tell somebody a lie long enough, it becomes the truth to them. But if you read and you educate your mind, that's the key factor. The most dangerous person in the world is an educated fool. That's the most dangerous person in the world. Not a person with a gun, not a person with a whole bunch of wealth. The most dangerous person in the world is an educated mind. You can't do nothing with a person who reads and understands it. They took cursive writing out of schools, right? But a doctor still signs his name like that. You understand? It doesn't make sense. The what messed us up as a country, and I say this with all respect, the internet fucked up everything. It fucked up everything. Because when is the last time you actually had to go outside to meet somebody? Internet also made everybody tough. Now everybody can talk shit. Everybody tough, right? You ever see somebody say, "I'll drop the Addy, pull up"? They in the same city as you, fool, and they pull up. Now what? You gotta think. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think. The level of our kids now is video game central. I got a young son, right? And I didn't understand what his passion for playing games was until he showed me what his passion for playing games was. But I told him you can't do that all day. You got to go outside. You got to meet people. You got to interact. Your best friends can't be on social media, right? Another thing, women, stop thinking that every picture you post that every man wants you. It's not that. You just might have something on that looks nice. He liked the button. That's it. That don't mean he like you. I mean, just that day you probably look flying at. Men, stop thinking that every time a woman is like, "Oh, you look nice," now you're in her DM. Cut it out. Cut it out. We gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about everything. We gonna talk about it. Fathers, stop letting a woman tell you if you don't pay me this much money, you can't see your kid. Guess what? She going to jail. Y'all need to do y'all research. Mothers, stop letting your daughter wear skinny clothes, booty cheek shorts because you trying to live your skinny girl dreams through your daughter. Cut it out. Cut it out. Stop letting your kids go to these parties and you don't know who there. No Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And let me not say no Diddy because I don't know if Puff did it or not. I don't want to be one of the people like that. You're innocent till proven guilty. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta understand that everything we do is for a reason. Everything that we were taught. Me, I'm blessed because I was taught by old people, my great grandparents, my grandmother, my mother. My father taught me the most valuable lesson in life, and I'm gonna put this up on game for y'all. He told me, he said, "I'm never gonna be the father that tells you I love you. Just know I do, but I gotta go to work to take care of you." My father was not the I love you guy. My father wasn't I'm proud of you guy. My father was the worker bee. If I can tell you all these things, and if you don't do it, let me show you how to go get money. Because that's what it's gonna take long term. Let me show you how to invest money. Right? It's a whole different world we live in now. If you got a dirty house, then you got a dirty mind. That's what it is. If you like, I got family members right now I don't talk to, I don't fool with, I don't care to. Why? Because my mindset is not the same as theirs. I believe that we all have an opportunity to be great. And sometimes you gotta leave lazy people in the rearview mirror. Your children gotta know once they graduate from high school, like the real world starts. That's just facts. Your kids want to cry, let them cry, but give them the words of wisdom that they understand. Like crying is an okay thing. It gets a lot of pressure off of you. Men, don't tell your son not to cry because he'll end up in prison. Let your son cry. Women, stop letting your daughter pile all that damn makeup on their face at the age of 12, looking like they're 30. It's drying their skin out. Cut it out. Stop being friendly with your kids. Stop being their mom, their dad, and their club buddy. Cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Stop telling your kids, go live your best life, go explore different people and all that, man. Cut it out. Cut it out. You telling them wrong. I'm glad you spoke on it because that is definitely the truth. Just like some of these young ladies think that if they wear certain clothes, they're automatically supposed to get attention. Oh no, they getting attention. They automatically getting attention. It just ain't the attention they want. You know what I'm saying? And it boils down to this: when a mother is no longer a mother, her daughter no longer knows what it means to become a lady. When a father is no longer a father, his son doesn't know what it's going to take to become a man. He gonna have to find out the hard way. He gonna have to find out the hard way. So y'all stop judging the process, the acts, and start judging the process. I get told all the time, like, man, why do you think the way you think? Because I'm a thinking man. My great grandfather told me the worst thing you can do is waste time and waste your thoughts. It's the worst thing you can do. And since I don't believe in wasting either one, I don't do neither one. You know what I'm saying? When somebody trying to argue with me about stuff, you know what? I'm already tuning them out. Especially if you arguing with me about the same thing I've already argued with you about before. I'm tuning that shit out. I'm not listening anymore. I'm thinking of ways to get ahead in life. You gotta be prepared. Do you know people will look at you and say, I did it my way. I said, how'd that work out for you? Well, it's a struggle. Mm. But what would you have, how far along would you have been if you would have did it your way but implemented somebody else's way too that's ahead? Don't be afraid to sit next to the person that got the money. Sit next to them and figure out how they got to the money. Don't be afraid of, okay, you walk in your house right now. Probably about 80% of the people right now walk in their house is not clean. Dishes in the sink, floor ain't been mopped in a decade. You know what I'm saying? And that's what scares me today, because we're lacking in the old-fashioned positive knowledge. How can we accept our young men, or expect our young men to be men when our older men want to be? Well, look, I agree 100%. But let me tell you something. I'm a video game playing person, right? And I'm about to give you a facts on why. A woman will complain that her man ain't home when he's not, when he's out. Guess what he also has to hear? Oh, you was out cheating. Oh, you was out with this person, that person, right? Like, but a man buys a video game system, he plugs it into the TV, he comes home, as long as he's not neglecting his household. But he has that downtime moment for himself, right? Leave him be. Because one, he already cleared up a problem that you had, him not being home. He's home now. Shut up. He's home. You can see him. You can physically open a door and be like, okay, he's right there. He's not on his phone. He's not doing anything weird. He's he's having a him moment, right? It's not like women. It's not like women. Go get your nails done. Yeah, you got some techs that come to the house and do it, but 9 times out of 10, y'all go to the shop. Y'all sit there for hours. Y'all get your hands done, your feet done. You get a little glass of wine and you talk. You gossip. We don't know who's pulling up there. Why? Because we're not gonna pull up to find out. Because we have to have this thing called a trust system. A man leaves and goes plays basketball. You know what the questions are asked? Well, how many females were there? I don't know. People bring their families all the time. I don't know who's there. They ain't got nothing to do with me. That's called insecurity. Women got to stop saying, "Well, you made me that way." Nah, you was that way before somebody got to you. You was insecure from way back. Just like a man be like, Women say, my last man liked when I dressed like this. So he liked when you were showing everything. Yeah. So you wasn't for me. You're for everybody else. That doesn't make a man insecure. That means he doesn't want everybody seeing what he has. That's all that means. Respect me in the light of I'm your man, and I don't want everybody seeing what I go home to. I don't want people imagining you with them, right? It's just like when men walk outside with gray sweatpants on. What's the first thing the woman says? What do you have on? I'm just going to throw the trash out and I'm going to go to the store. With that on? Yeah, nah, go on, change. Because gray sweatpants brings what? Eyes. It is what it is, right? You got to understand that in this world that we live in now, if you're spending all your time being negative, you'll never see the positivity in anything that's coming. Ever. A person can change from who they were to who they are if they're given an opportunity to do so. But if you're living in their past and they're not, you're stuck. They're not. You have to let certain things go. If you get up and you just take off and you go do whatever you want, when your spouse or the person you with doesn't, don't call and ask where you at. Don't call, because you didn't give enough of a respect. Now we got the text message. Hey, I'm gonna go to the store. I'll be back. You were asleep. I didn't want to wake you up. Now I'm not worried about where you're at, and I'm not worried if you're okay. I know right where you are. But if you expect one party to do it and you don't do it, guess what? You gotta shut up. You gotta shut up. You know what I'm saying? Women, I'm gonna say this to y'all. Do not be mad if your man is working a lot of overtime and you're demanding that you need this, 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 and this. You gotta shut up. Can't be at home being cuddled up with you and the bills ain't being paid. That don't go together. Men, don't tell your woman you want her to be more ladylike and you ain't treating her like one. But I'm gonna clear the air on something. Ladies, if your man's trying to treat you like a lady and you're still acting like a man, guess what? He's just gonna stop. Like if you talk like a man, you doing man things, he ain't got no female. He got a homeboy at home. That's what he got. You gotta let your man be a man. You gotta let your woman be a woman. I gotta be able to trust you whether I'm in front of you or not. You wanna know the biggest pet peeve that you're ever gonna see? If you dated somebody who never FaceTimes you, but when they're mad they FaceTime you. That's they not checking on you. They checking on where you at. Well, I meant, well, what I mean by not acting age, I'm talking about while and not acting. Mm-hmm. You're right. 100%. 100%. And I'm like this. Handle your business. Don't let your business handle you. Right? I had a partner of mine just recently come and tell me, man, look, I'm trying to do all I can for my girl. I said, that's where you fucking up. You doing all you can and she ain't doing enough for you. That's where you muck it up. You don't do all you can for somebody and they not giving you nothing. You want to know when a person is doing something? Just do this. Ask this question right here. When they be like, well, what do you do for me? Every time you're crying, I'm listening. Every time we go out, I'm paying. Every time you want to go just to go drive around, we're in my car, burning my gas. Um, we want to go get this done, I pay for that. I do a lot for you. Now, what do you do for me other than give me a headache? Ask the question, right? When is the last time you just asked me how my day is going? And then not revert back to you. It's just facts. Women do the same thing. You know how many women take care of their man and he's complaining? Shut up. That's all you gotta do, shut up. And get this. You know, some men out there didn't hurt to want a good woman when it's beneficial for them, but can't be the biggest dog. Okay, so let's say this. All men ain't dogs, right? I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but what I'm saying is all men ain't dogs. Sometimes women are selfish. Because women sometimes, you know what a woman will tell a man that'll make a man stop believing in her? Oh, I should just go out here and sample different men. After you make that comment, a man is no longer hearing you because you've already disrespected him to a level of you're willing to go and make this comment. So now he doesn't, his day is, well, I don't know if she's at work. She probably out meeting somebody else. Don't no man want to think like that. You want to know the worst type of man you can have is the man that says, well, go ahead. Go ahead. Do it. Enjoy. But stay over there. And don't be complaining when you see me moving on with my life. See, I don't care how much makeup a woman got on. I don't care what kind of six pack a dude got. If you being treated like crap in a relationship, then you better address that. I don't care how long you've been with somebody. I know some people that have been together 30 years and they just broke up. And the dude said, I put up with it way too long. Because certain people are used to, they watch what their friends got going on and they want that. No, you need to watch what you got going on and try to get to that level with the person you with so y'all can respect it better. That's all it is. That's all it is. I worked hard to get to the position where I'm at work right now. I work hard. People are like, man, you changed. I was supposed to. I was supposed to change because I'm trying to prove to myself that I can handle the position that I'm in. I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm doing it for me. Whether they like it or not is on them. But I stayed the same person I was, but I'm more knowledgeable about my position. You cannot expect somebody to be a better person and stay the same. It doesn't work that way. The motivation plan is I want to get ahead. I don't want to be dead. That's it. And then I'm going to say this one more thing, and I'm going to let y'all go, and I'll be back on here later on. When you finally find out who you are, that's when people are going to dislike you the most. When you find out who you are. An imitation person is just that, an imitation person. Thank y'all for joining me on the Carter Podcast. I'll be back. Holla at your boy.